Hi guys. I've had a couple of questions over the past 24 hours that are fairly similar, so I thought that I'd discuss it here over the Facebook Live. So the title of today is called Being Neat, N.E.A.T. That's not about being tidy, it's about non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So what that means is the activity that you're doing that contributes to your metabolism. My phone says low battery, so fingers crossed it doesn't cut out. If it does, then I'll just film it appropriately and then upload it later. But I wanted to talk about NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So meaning that what your metabolism does or how you work your metabolism when you're not exercising, because that's probably the biggest factor in and around whether people are successful or not. Because I often get, or we did get today a couple of times, like, look, I'm exercising quite well and I'm eating quite well. What can I do to make sure that I continue to work towards the goals and make sure that I'm continuing to manage my weight and things like that? And my first question was, well, what are you doing the other 23 hours? Because typically what that can look like for people that are sitting down, a lot are, I sit down to get my breakfast, to get started for the day. So I sit down for half an hour there, and then I sit down on public transport or in the car for another hour. And then I sit down at work for 8 to 10 hours a day. And then I travel back home, sitting down. I might exercise at the end of the day. And then I'll go home pretty exhausted, pretty hard day mentally at work, a lot of thinking. So therefore, when you've done a lot of thinking, brain needs to, or you want your brain to relax. Hang on, Michelle. And then what you do, sit down, watch TV for a little bit, and then go to sleep, and then you sleep for 6 to 8 hours. Hopefully 8, not so much close towards the 6. But what that looks like is maybe you've only done an hour or two of activity over the 24 hours because you were transporting yourself to and from work for 2 to 3 hours, and then you're sitting down for 8 to 10 hours, and then you're sitting down some more at night, and then you're sleeping for 6 to 8. So that's 20 hours or so straight away. So you need to think about what you're doing the other 23 hours a day, not just the part that you're exercising. So after a meal, get up, go for a walk, especially if you're on your lunch break. Eat your food in 25 minutes, go for a 5-minute walk, because that's going to kickstart the metabolism there, or make sure that it drops your blood sugars, make sure that you're what they call insulin sensitive, meaning that your body's sensitive to insulin, so you can use it. So we stay away from things like type 2 diabetes and insulin resistance, which affect our weight. So that's an important factor. NEAT activity, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, so meaning your metabolism. So if you're not, what I'd look to do is add an extra 10 to 20% in of activity throughout your day. You can use tracking devices on your phone, use a sit to stand timer that reminds you to stand up every hour. Ideally, to be good as a human, you should be getting up and moving fairly consistently, at least every 30 minutes. But at this point, that's not really feasible for a lot of people, depending upon their work. So you might start with, if you're not getting up every 2 hours, then start just getting up every 2 hours, set a reminder, set a timer to do that, and then getting up and moving about for a few minutes every hour, and then bring it down and make yourself a bit more active, going up and down the stairs using elevators and escalators, over lifts, walking up and down them, walking the long way around things, taking a bit extra time to go about your day, but doing it at regular intervals through the day, and it's going to help you keep going forward. So hopefully, if no one has any other questions, then I'm happy to, I'll jump off now. And if you do ask any questions and you pop it in the comments and I see it later, or well, I will see it later, then I can hopefully answer those in another video. But today I just want to talk about NEAT, being neat, not about being tidy, but NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Your metabolism, the other 23 hours of the day, do a bit more than what you're currently doing, because that's going to add to you at the moment. Thank you. Bye.